Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm here with another refresh video. You very quickly saw the layout that I am redoing. I'm sorry, I had recorded a little intro to this and it was sideways and you couldn't see any of it. So unfortunately, I don't really have an up close to it. I can try to see if I can find a picture of it. Sometimes I took pictures of my older scrapbooks, so maybe I will luck out and be able to do that. Otherwise, I do kind of show you at the very end what the old one looks like, so maybe you can take a look then as well. Anyways, what it was was a picture of my mom and myself at a beach. My grandparents owned a lake house on Kelowna, on the beach in Kelowna, lake in Kelowna. And so we every summer got to go and hang out there, and there's some really special memories. This one, however, I was all of a year old, so I don't remember it, of course, but it's a really cute photo of my mom and myself. So I wanted to get it re-scrapped because I did not think that the first time I had done it justice. So I'm just taking inspiration. I was on Pinterest and I found this really fun layout from, her name is Evelyn Wolf, I believe, and she's on one type of design team. I will put the link to her layout on in the comments below so you can see that, because this layout is like the design of it is not my idea. I did scrap lift it, so I got to give credit where credit is due, of course. I am using all of my pattern papers from that 6x6 paper pad right there, and it is very well loved. Can you see that? I absolutely love this paper pad. And so I am just trying to get the most out of it as I can. Once I saw Jen Scow's 6x6 paper pad love series, it really made me think, I have so many of these and I order them all the time because I actually find I enjoy the 6x6 more than getting full sheets of 12x12. So, but I want to get them used up. So I'm kind of challenging myself over the next few months to use as much of it as I can. So this is what you're gonna see, is lots of 6x6 pattern papers. So I cut all of them. I cut them all to the same at the bottom, those squares. They were all the same at once, and then I trimmed them all into different sizes so that there was some interest to it. And then at the very top, you're seeing me work on this border. I had the hardest time with what I wanted to do with it at first. In the end, however, I really like the way it turned out, and you will, of course, see that. But I do fiddle around with it for a little bit here. I wanted to use the cork, and I wasn't sure which. There's 4 different shades of it, and I wasn't sure which shade I wanted to use, so I was just kind of playing around with it. And that's what you're seeing there. And it takes me a little bit. Alrighty, there you go. So you're just going to see me. At first I thought it would be a good idea to go like this and just kind of make it do its thing, and then I finally give up and say I'm going to think about it off camera. And what I instead decide to do is use some more of this green pattern paper that is the same at the bottom square right there, and use that, and then 2 of the triangles that I cut, and just make this kind of little teepee thing. So I really like that, and I was happy with the way that turned out. I think it's a nice, just adds a little bit of interest there. And so here you're seeing me try to pick which photo. Oh, see, there's my layout. I had 2 layouts. I was thinking about 2 photos. I was debating which ones I wanted to use, and this is the one I ended up choosing. You can see as I was taking that photo off the original layout, it completely tore, and fortunately nothing actually tore. I just trimmed it. I was fine with chopping off our feet. It's not a big deal. The more important thing is getting our faces and everything. So I wasn't really too worried about chopping off our feet, but it was a very, the photo, I think I printed it at home, so it wasn't even great quality to begin with. And then I obviously had picked some great adhesive because that sucker was stuck to that layout. So I ripped it, and I was just going to show you that there. I did do some stitching on all of those pieces of pattern paper in different ways. Some of them I stitched around the whole piece, some of it I just stitched in the middle, and just to try to make some different interests. So I'm just lifting up all the corners of my pattern paper here, and you're just seeing me do that. I apologize if you can hear my son. He's busy learning new words, so he's talking all the time. I'm now going to try to decide how I want to make my photo stand out and do the layering to it. I decided to go with this piece of triangle paper because, again, the sand. I cut a piece from that cut apart out as well, and then I also go through and pick out 2 pieces of pattern paper, but I actually only use that tan triangle, craft triangle, and the reason why is the flower just was too much. It wasn't going to work for me, so I didn't use it. So I do kind of a double photo mat for that. I use my title, and it's called Beach Babe. I thought that was very appropriate title for a photo of myself. And you can see in this photo, and the only reason why I haven't covered it up is because it's me. So I am allowed to show a picture of me as a baby naked. It's fine, but I do cover it up. So I didn't really realize how fully naked I was until later on, and so I'm just going to use this little, it says look what washed up. I'm just going to use that to kind of cover it up. You know, it's not really a big deal. I'm a year old. Like, seriously, babies are naked at a year. But still, I just did it because appropriateness and sharing things online, I just figured that was the best way to do it. So I'm now just trying to figure out how I want to finish up with my layering. I don't heavily embellish this, but I do add some things. Next to that, look what washed up, I add a camera, and that was part of that cut apart piece, and I also add this triangle paper. I wasn't sure where I wanted to add that. I knew I wanted it on my layout, just wasn't sure where. I did attempt to add this piece of floral. I have tried to add that thing to a gazillion things, and I just haven't found the right thing for it yet, but doesn't mean I don't try. And I also add a little bit of orange, because it kind of tied in with my title of that, the word letter thickers that say beach. So the last thing you are going to see me do is add a tiny bit of Heidi Swap Color Shine. Heidi Shine, as Adele calls it, and I absolutely love that. And I add it in 3 places. So by the title, my little tab that says where this was in the summer it was, and then by that little cluster of embellishments. And that is going to wrap up my layout. So I am going to quickly show you the old layout versus the new one and how much better it is, and then I will have close-ups for you. Thanks everyone so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.